Hello everyone, I hope you have a wonderful day. I'm not able to be with you in class today, but I recorded this video so you don't miss the lesson. Today we are going to learn about solving polynomial equations. And I want you to know what do we mean by solving polynomial equations. If we have a polynomial and this is the graph that represents that polynomial, any kind of graph. By solving polynomial equation, I'm looking to find the coordinates, the x coordinates of these points. As you see, all these points share the same y value. All of them has y equals 0. So simply solving a polynomial equation means find the values of y of x when y equals 0. In other words, we are finding the x-intercepts zeros, roots, or we call it solution. All of those have the same meaning. So simply, we are finding the value of x when y is 0. So those are our target, the x values when y is 0. Okay? This is the first thing I wanted you to know. Now I'm going to write the steps to do that. Second. Steps. We have to put everything in one side and leave a 0 in the other. So we must have the polynomial written as anything, like example 3x cubed minus 2x squared plus 5x plus 7 equals 0. I cannot solve when I have anything in the other side other than 0, because again we are finding x when y is 0. We must have a 0 in one side. Okay, this is the first thing. The second thing, we need to factor completely. Factor the polynomial completely. Okay, the third thing, find the values of x that make each factor equal 0. A very important note. If you have a quadratic the quadratic formula, which is x equal minus b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac over 2. Okay, so those are the steps that you need to follow in order to solve polynomial equations. Alright, now I'm going to give you examples for solving polynomial equations. Example, solve x cubed minus 4x squared minus 12x equal 0. Okay, I want to solve this polynomial, so I need to follow the steps. The first thing, I need to make sure that everything is in one side and 0 in the other, so yes. The second thing, we need to factor this completely. So, as I told you before, the first step of any factoring is to look for common factors. So it is very clear that x is common in all of these. So I will factor x out, and what will be left inside is x squared minus 4x minus 12 equals 0. I still need to factor more because I have a quadratic here, so I need to factor this. Again, this is not a perfect square. A is 1, so x and x. We need to think of two numbers, multiply to negative 12 and at the same time add to negative 4, so negative 6 and 2. We are done with the factoring. We factored completely. Now the last step is to find the values of x that will make each factor equal 0. So from here, x equals 0, we make that 0, and 0 times everything is 0. From this one, x minus 6 equals 0, that means x equals 6. This is the second one. And the other one, we solve this, x equals negative 2, and those are the three zeros. That means if we sketch a graph for this polynomial, it will have three zeros at 0, negative 2, and 6, and probably the curve will look like this. Okay, this is what we mean by solving polynomial in that way. Okay, this is the first example. Example 2. Let's say we have x cubed plus 4x minus 5 equals 0. And we need to solve this polynomial. So the first thing I would do is I must make sure that I have a 0 in one side. Yes, I do. The second thing, I will try to factor this completely. I look for common factors, nothing is common. Factor by grouping is not going to work. So I have to all the possible values for b over a. So I think it is only plus or minus 1 and plus or minus 5. Those are the values of b over a. Then I will try them one by one until I get the value that will make this equal 0. So if I try f of 1, I will get 1 cubed plus 4 times 1 minus 5, and that is 0, yes. So f of 1 is 0, and that tells me that I have x minus 1 as a factor, So I found one factor of this polynomial. Now, my job is to find the other factors, find the quotient. So I am going to use synthetic division. So I will find what is the value that makes this 0. So this 1. I will put here the coefficients of the polynomial. And I don't forget to fill in for the missing term. So I have to put a 0 for the x squared. Then 4, then minus 5. Then I will follow the process of synthetic division. I will send the 1 down. I will multiply. I add. I multiply. I add. I multiply. I add. I must get a 0 here because this is a factor and there is no remainder in the after we factor. After we divide, there is supposed to divide with no remainder. So I have the factor and the quotient, so I can write this function as x minus 1 times, now I'm dividing something cubed by something of the first degree, so the result has to be x squared plus x plus 5 equals 0. Now, when I look at this, I find that I cannot factor this. So I have 1, 0 here at x equal 1. And for this one, I will use the quadratic formula. So x equal minus b, so minus 1, plus or minus square root of b squared. So 1 squared minus 4 times 1 times 5 over 2a over 2 times 1. This is square root of 20, negative 20, so minus 19 over 2. So from here, there is no 0. Because I cannot find the square root of a negative number, so only we have one real root at 1. So probably this polynomial will look like this. It has 1, 0 like that, and then it stops here. Okay, this is another example of solving polynomial. I can do another example. X cubed minus x squared minus 9x minus 9 equals 0. I try to factor by grouping. So yes, I can take x squared out, and that leaves x minus 1 minus 9 out, and that would leave this is plus. Minus 9 out, so x minus 1. Then x minus 1 is common, and that will leave x squared minus 9. Then we factor again x minus 3, x plus 3. And we